carries. Representative Steven Meeks, would you like to come forward and explain the resolution? Let you have the record.
Representative Steven Meeks.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Tell us about your resolution.
When the states created the federal government through the Constitution, they enumerated clear and specific powers to that federal government. Further, they added the 10th Amendment to make absolutely clear that anything not enumerated in that Constitution belongs to the purview of the states and to the people. Our founding fathers understood the importance of education, and indeed many were involved in public education, yet they purposefully left education out of the powers given to the federal government. Ergo, that power remained with the states. Last week, the Department of Education overstepped its bounds when it issued policy guidance to the schools of Arkansas and to those in the nation. It is the responsibility of this body, the elected representatives of Arkansas, and those whom we delegate authority to set education policy within our state. When or if the transgender bathroom policy becomes an issue within our state, it is our job to debate and decide on that policy, not bureaucrats in Washington. So to that end, I've introduced this resolution that does two things. First, it agrees with Governor Hutchinson, who called the guidance offensive, intrusive, and totally lacking in common sense, and with our Attorney General, Rutledge, who called it a radical and outrageous policy that drastically expands the federal government's role in our local schools and raises serious safety concerns for students and parents, and that we, as a policymaking body of state government, direct schools and higher education to disregard the directive. The second thing that it does is it states that Arkansas supports the right of our sister state, North Carolina, as a sovereign state, to develop its own laws and policies as deemed necessary by its lawmakers, and calls on the United States Department of Justice to withdraw its lawsuit against that state. Colleagues, I know that in my district, and as well as in many of yours, our constituents are angry at this attempt by the federal government to push the social experimentation on our children. Thus, on their behalf, I present to you this resolution. We can speak with a unified voice with our governor and say that we are not going to accept this abuse of our sovereignty or that of a sister state, or we can remain silent and complicit. And with that, I would appreciate a good vote.
You did make a motion, didn't you?
I would, but I'm not a formal member of the committee.
Okay, we need a motion. Got a motion in 3 seconds. Is there any discussion of the motion? If not, Representative Lady.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be very brief. The guidance handed down by the federal government is just that. It's guidance, and it's meant to protect all children, which is naturally what we want to do. We want to make sure that all children are protected. And the guidance gives incredible leeway in schools to make sure that the concerns of any child are addressed. If any child is uncomfortable for any reason, the schools have the power to address those concerns. 25 years ago, when I was in junior high, our coach gave us the option of using a private shower if we wanted to. Nobody bothered to. It's just guidance, just like this resolution. It's not in any way binding, but I do want to say to any trans youth in the state, whether you're here in Little Rock or the smallest town in Arkansas, there are those of us here in the legislature that support you and respect you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Elliott.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. And I have heard from one constituent about the guidance that's provided here. And she was very upset and very outraged about it. But this is how I responded to her. And this is how I would like to relate to everybody here. I think there are very nuanced reasons for us to be thoughtful about this. I think there are very nuanced reasons and some really obvious to take some time and be thoughtful and do this in a way that respects the dignity of every one of our children who wants to do the most basic of things, and that's to use a bathroom. I don't think this is anything that we should be batting back and forth. The guidance I really wish we would give to our schools is to say, at your school site, find a way to deal with this in a way that respects all the kids. And that's the kids who are not transgender as well as those who are. And I just hope we will do that and not get ourselves mixed up in something that is, I think, is divisive when we need to, I think, show to our kids a way to resolve issues that we've never thought about before, that they're here, and demonstrate to them that we thoughtfully, and I think even quietly, allow school districts to find a way to accommodate all of our kids, because I think that's what dignity demands, and I just hope school districts will do that and understand neither this resolution nor the guidance that President Obama issued are all guidelines they have to follow. But it's just about common decency for kids to do the most basic things in their lives, like go to the bathroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Seeing no more questions, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. Ruled, the ayes have it.
Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you. And seeing nothing else, we are adjourned.